One of the biggest mistakes I've ever had in my entire life was letting my mom sign me up for a summer rowing camp because I instantly fell in love with the sport, how difficult it was, but at the same time, how rewarding it could be. You could see your results right there, you could see your hard work paying off, and it was just very rewarding. So I started in seventh grade, and it was really fun. The girls were all really nice, and we just had a lot of fun, competing against each other. But it sort of started to get a little bit more cutthroat once I got onto the freshman team. I qualified for a boat that actually won states my freshman year, and it was really cool, but I wanted to keep going and keep getting better. So I spent the following summer pushing myself and getting stronger. And this also followed into winter training because I had my mind set on the spring season where we would have the opportunity to compete at nationals, but not without qualifying. And the important part to remember is that my teammates were pushing me every single day because we were constantly competing against each other and trying for each other. When the spring season finally approached and we hit the water, it was great because it just came so naturally to me again. It's kind of like riding a bike. I pushed myself and worked hard and tried to prove myself to the coach. And the boat that I qualified for won the state championships, and our next stop was on to nationals. I hadn't competed at nationals before, so I had no idea what to expect. But when I strapped my feet in for the final, I knew exactly what to do. I pulled as hard as I could, I pushed as hard as I could, and ultimately, at the end of the race, I turned around and saw that we had crossed the finish line first, and I was a national champion. I never thought I'd be able to say those words, but it's true. My pair partner, Kelsey, was very supportive throughout the entire season, and she immediately hugged me, and we cheered with joy. While rowing back to the docks, I was able to reflect on the season and how my hard work had really paid off, and I thought back to my seventh grade self, and I never thought that I would achieve something like this. And I think that barely humbled me, and it just brought so much more excitement into the experience. It was great having my family there to see me receive my medal. And it was also great being there and experiencing it as a team because the first varsity eight actually also won the gold medal. So it was great that we got to celebrate together because it was a team bonding experience for sure. I kept going after that and I kept competing, and I wanted to try and get better because I had college rowing set in my mind. My junior year, I won silver at the national championship, and it wasn't the result that I exactly wanted, but it was whatever. And during my spring season of my senior year, I competed in the second varsity eight again, and we had our mindset on nationals. And we did qualify because we won the state championships that year. So we went up to Ohio and competed. But this was different because the girls were a lot faster and it was way more competitive, but we tried to keep our heads high throughout the entire experience. So we put our hands in one last time and cheered, but ultimately we ended up getting fifth place, which it's whatever. But I thought back to my little seventh grade self and how proud she would be and how she would have looked up to my accomplishments.